The iPhone 15 Pro Max might actually give a tough competition to digital cameras now. I'm not making this up, there are gonna be some serious hardware changes in the iPhone 15 Pro Max as compared to the last year that will potentially land the iPhone to some new heights. Spoiler alert, it starts with 1 inches. No, I'm not talking about that, although I kinda wanna see a phone with a What is up everyone, it's Mr. Fantastic here, and oh boy, our beloved kitty cat, Ice Universe, just dropped a bomb of a leak on us, and according to it, the iPhone 15 Pro Max will feature an almost 1-inch 48 megapixel camera with Sony IMX903 sensor, which is absolutely insane. I mean, the depth of field we're gonna have with this new camera is just gonna be next level. It also means that we're gonna have even brighter photos and better noise reduction and low light performance. So you can only imagine how good the camera is gonna be. This also means that the camera module is gonna be even bigger than the one on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I mean, at this point, it's literally gonna cover the whole back of the phone. And that's not all. It's also said to come with 8K video recording, although I still don't know what's the use of it. It's probably gonna fill up all your phone in a matter of minutes, but it's cool to have it for future proofing. But it doesn't stop there. Apple is also finally taking a jump and using a 16 megapixel periscope camera with 6x optical zoom and 60x digital zoom, which even though isn't as impressive as the 10x zoom we're seeing on the competition, I still believe that with Apple's brilliant image processing, it would give them a really hard time. Now, I still think Apple should have given us a separate camera with 2.5x or 3x zoom for the portrait modes and for the zooming in between the 1x and the 6x sensor to keep the zoom quality even. So I don't know what they're gonna do to compensate for that deterioration between 1x and 6x zoom, because it's a lot, but let's hope for the best. And I mean, combine all of that with Apple's amazing image processing, especially with the new A17 Bionic processor based on an even better 3nm processor and the new 8 gigs of RAM that the Pro models are gonna have, and oh boy, I'm telling you, this thing is gonna be insane. Now let's talk about the design. Well, it's the exact same. Like, it's so same that it actually hurts. Like, seriously, Apple, it's been 5 damn years. Change up the design a little bit. It was never pretty. In fact, you guys haven't even made a pretty phone ever since Steve Jobs died. Come on guys, I know you guys can do better. Although there are some subtle changes in the design. First of them is obviously, just like we've all heard by now, Apple is finally giving us a Type-C port on all the iPhone 15s, and now you guys won't have to carry a dozen cables around with you anymore, which is a relief. There are also some reports that suggest that Apple is killing the ring/silent switch in it and replacing it with a solid button called the Action button, which will be a programmable button like the one on the Apple Watch, and it'll let you choose different actions based on how many times you click it, which I guess is kinda cool. As for the other design changes, Apple was apparently gonna replace the entire button system of the current iPhone 15s with the 3D touch technology like the one we had on the home button of the iPhone 7 and 8, making it totally buttonless. But due to unresolved technical issues, Apple has suddenly abandoned this, which is crazy because it was almost confirmed to happen. We all had the CAD leaks and the 3D renders from the case manufacturers, but unfortunately, it's not gonna happen. I really wish it had happened because that would have made the phone so much more futuristic. It is also said that it'll have a slightly shallower camera bump, and the chassis of it will be slightly smoother than the iPhone 14 Pro, which will make it a bit more comfortable to hold rather than feeling like you're holding a knife's blade in your hand. Also, some suggest that it might actually use a titanium frame now, but I'm not believing that since I've been hearing that since 2020. And apparently, according to some new screen protector leaks, Apple is making the bezels even slimmer, and unlike the competition, the bezels are evenly slim. So if the competition want to copy something, I beg you guys to copy this. I mean, if there wasn't the huge dynamic island, which is the same size as the last year, by the way. It would have been much better, but still, look at the bezels. They look so sexy, so good. I just want to do some inappropriate stuff to them. But let's move on from my questionable desires and talk about the price. It is apparently gonna cost you an arm and a leg. I mean, not literally, but it's not that far off. It's gonna cost you around $1,200, which is $100 more than the last year. And I mean, seeing the crazy ass inflation going around the world, I could kinda see it coming, but it's still some serious cheddar. And lastly, as if the current lineup wasn't confusing enough, with the iPhone 14, then the Max, then the Pro, and the Pro Max, and now we're hearing that the iPhone 15 Pro Max might be called the iPhone 15 Ultra. But there is also a report by Mark Gurman which came out recently that says that it's not gonna happen until next year, and instead of a rebranding of the Pro Max, it's gonna be an addition to the lineup, which I think is a ridiculous idea, because it's gonna make the current lineup, which is still a mess, even more complicated. So I really hope they ditch the Pro Max in favor of Ultra, because the name Pro Max sounds like it was made up by a 5-year-old, and I personally think that even the use of the Pro label on a phone is just ridiculous. I get why the MacBook Pros or other Pro products are called Pro. It's because they're literally made for professionals like video editors, producers, architects, but you can disagree with me on this. Ultra just sounds so much better and elegant, like you know you're getting the top of the line when you see the Ultra name, and I don't care if the name is copied from Samsung. And it's not even the first time Apple is using the name Ultra. They've also used it on their new silicon chip, the M1 Ultra, and their Apple Watch Ultra too. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Feel free to disagree with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like on this video if you think I deserve it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one. We're closing in on 2,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys would just go ahead and subscribe. This is Mr. Fantastic, and I'll catch you in the next fantastic video.